You're listening to For Film's Sake with Irving, Twitterless Joel, and Jose. Oh, right, and me, Chris. Enjoy the show. Well, hey, hi, hello, what's up? This is For Film's Sake. I am Chris, and I am joined by the whole gang. Irvin is here,
Hello, guys. What's up?
and Twitterless Joel is also here.
Thank you, Twitterless Chris. Glad to be
Yes,
back.
yes, I am also Twitterless, so maybe we should change the nickname somehow. And Jose is here.
Hello.
Well, we're gonna talk a couple of topics here, so let's just get right to it. So during the last iteration of our show a few years ago, we talked about our blind spots, and we figure since we have a much fuller gang, we figure we'd talk about it again. And so we're gonna do blind spots. Everybody has blind spots. Movies that people will tell you, what do you mean you haven't seen this movie? You have to see this movie. So everybody has those, and we're gonna tell on ourselves and see which ones we haven't seen. So, Irvin, tell us, why haven't you seen the Before trilogy?
I knew that this was going to come out. I knew.
Well, because
I've said it multiple times.
the last time we talked about the blind spots, that was one of the blind spots you mentioned, and it's been just about 3 years, so that has not left your watch list.
I know. It's still there, and I'm going to make a big deal out of it when I see those three films. I will. But, I was thinking, I had a few ones, and I know that, in our conversation previously, before we started recording, I mentioned a movie, but I thought about another one that I think it's one that I am not sure if all of you have seen it, but actually I have two. One of them is Natural Born Killers with Woody Harrelson, Juliette Lewis, I think Tommy Lee Jones and Robert Downey Jr., and it's an Oliver Stone film. I think it's a film that I think was very controversial when it came out. I think it was 1993. And it was a movie that was, the people spoke a lot about it, and I think that put a few of those stars on the map, or at least, place them somewhere else. So
that's
one.
That's a story by Quentin Tarantino.
I was going to say it, but I was not 100% sure. So, yeah. So
I actually own that one.
You do? Look at you.
Yeah, it was a gift from one of my best friends.
Awesome. Well, so, I haven't seen it.
Natural Born Killers.
And the other one, just quickly, it's another 90s film that was very popular when it came out. It's called Sleepless in Seattle. Don't hate me. I know that Tom Hanks is a beloved actor. Everybody loves him, and with Meg Ryan as well, but never seen it. So I don't know anything about the movie, and I don't.
You are not the only one, Irvin.
Okay, so the question I would have is, if you have not seen that one, have you seen You've Got Mail?
I have seen You Got Mail.
Okay, so you're not totally blind to the Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan romantic comedies.
No, but I would say that Sleepless in Seattle, I think it's their most popular. I think, I don't know.
But yeah, it's definitely their most successful. So yeah, you're gonna have to get on there. What's the one that you mentioned off air?
Man, I'm gonna get hate. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Steven Spielberg. Yeah,
That's a Spielberg.
that is the Spielberg
I'm gonna mention a
classic.
Spielberg, so don't worry. I'm going to mention a Spielberg,
Go
but
ahead. I cannot wait, but please don't break my heart here.
since I already segued into I'm going to mention a Spielberg, I guess I'm gonna go. Hey, before I mention it, I have to say I've done a really good job at addressing some of my blind spots since we last talked about it. I've since seen both Godfather films. I've seen Apocalypse Now. Those were heavy blind spots for me. I've seen the Speed film. Uh, well, I saw both Speed films. Do not mention Jason Patrick to me because we're going to be here all night. And the Spielberg that I'm going to mention, uh, so I've done a good job. And speaking of Spielberg, I've also seen Schindler's List, which I hadn't seen. But now, so I've done a good job. So I didn't have much to pick from. But a Spielberg that I have not seen is the first Indiana Jones film, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Hmm.
I have not seen
Interesting.
that one. I would probably get a lot of, what do you mean you haven't seen Raiders of the Lost Ark? I have been meaning to see it, but yes, it's one that I have to kind of get out of my out of my watch list. So I haven't seen that. And it was tough for me to pick more because, as I said, I'm gonna pat myself on the back and say that I've done a really good job. Now, I do have a lot of blind spots in older films, so that's where Joel would slap my hand if he knew some of the older ones that I haven't seen. But I can think of, you know, some films like, well, there's one that a lot of people have told me I have to see. It's a Old Boy. I haven't seen that. I, I need to get on that because I'm really interested in that one, but I don't know why I just haven't been able to sit down. And well, let's see if I'm gonna mention a third one just to kind of do. Let's do another '80s movie. I haven't seen Amadeus,
Ooh.
so and a lot of people have told me you have to see that. And Irvin wants to kill me, but I have not seen The Rock as of yet.
Oh
So
man, this was we when we met last time. You know I think that we spoke about this. Come on.
yes. Well, I promise you that before the year is up, I am going to see The Rock. So, who wants to go next? Jose, you're up.
Well, I'm the same boat as Irving. Like I'm not familiarized with the Meg Ryan, Tom Hanks. Well, at least with both films because he saw one of them. So and now I'm much like comfortable saying these blind spots. I think both are heavy. Um, One of them is a Martin Scorsese film. It's like I love I love him as a filmmaker. Love most of his films,
Yes.
and I have seen. I think I think I have seen most of his films, but his more obscure ones not. But this
Okay.
one that I will mention is a film that I'm pretty sure all of you have seen. Even friends, even friends, they have told me like, "What? You're a movie freak and you haven't seen this yet?" And
I love
like,
the suspense.
yeah. The film is Shutter Island. Yes, I know.
Oh.
What?
Irv,
Yeah.
calm down.
Yeah, I haven't
he
seen
had
it
to
yet.
he had to put himself on mute. He's probably yelling.
He's probably yelling. And this
Uh,
other film and this other film from
Yes.
another filmmaker that I love, and we're
Yes.
talking about Quentin Tarantino.
Uh-oh. Now I'm gonna be mad. Go on.
Yeah, you're gonna be mad.
Let's go.
I haven't.
Let's go.
I told people like, yeah, yeah, I have seen it, so they can
So you've lied
so they
about it. Oh boy.
yeah,
Okay,
that
let's go.
film.
Let's go.
Oh my God, that
Hey,
film
hey,
is
before you said it, can I guess it?
sure.
Okay. Something tells me that you have not seen Jackie Brown.
You know what? That I haven't seen it yet, and I was not gonna mention that film.
Okay. Okay, but that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
So you unlocked me a
Just
third blind spot over there.
okay. So now let's go.
The
What is it?
Hateful Eight.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. I
But
think
yeah, I need to see Jackie Brown. I heard so positive
I
things
think
about it, and I'm
sure.
intrigued. So let's let's enter that like a third blind spot for me.
Okay.
Two from Tarantino, one from Scorsese.
Well, let me go. Let me comment real quick on the two that you mentioned. Well, yeah, the only I think the only thing I don't want to say wrong because there's nothing wrong with having blind spots. Everybody has them. But the one thing that's kind of weird, not weird, but the only thing that's interesting is that the Hateful Eight is pretty recent Tarantino. I wouldn't blame you if you totally missed Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown is a tough one because it's sandwiched right in between arguably his two of his greatest films. It's sandwiched between Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill. So it's easy for Jackie Brown to kind of get lost in the shuffle when you can kind of argue that it's Tarantino's best all around film, most complete film. You can make the argument. That's an argument for another day. And with Shutter Island, well, the one thing I can say is, well, maybe you could do a double feature one day. You can watch Inception and then Shutter Island, the two top tier Leo performances of the same year. And I promise you that when you see it, it's gonna be worth it. Right, Irvin?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, I hope so. So
I am too biased to say something, but I was caught off guard with Shutter Island. Whatsoever. I was not expecting that, and the reason is because it
I'll
is a
say,
movie that plays. The main reason is because I think it plays very well for a general audience. Um, so even before you were the cinephile that you are, I thought that you saw this film a long time ago. Like I thought that you saw it with friends and all that because it's a movie that besides being a psychological thriller, it has a lot of great horror elements
mhm.
and everybody here it's great. You know,
yeah,
Michelle Williams, Ben Kingsley, Mark Ruffalo, and obviously Leo. And I think
yeah.
Patricia Clarkson is in this film too. Like, I mean, this is a banger of a film. And I know
Well,
that people have it on the low tier of Scorsese, some of them, but not me.
I mean, that's that. I would say this. You know how Martin Scorsese gets a bad rap for being, how people sometimes say, "Oh, Martin Scorsese, all he does is movies about the mob." Shutter Island is one of those movies that you show people and say, "You're wrong." You know, apart from others like Hugo or Silence and other films with different type of themes that lets you know, hey, that guy has a lot of range. So that's the idea of blind spots. Many of us have missed. So now, Joel.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie here. For a moment, I thought when Jose Omar created so much suspense with his picks, I thought he was gonna say Goodfellas and Kill Bill somehow. But thankfully, I think he saved
No,
himself.
I have seen
Okay,
both those films.
Okay,
okay,
I
So
was
thank God.
worried. I'm not gonna lie.
No, no,
I
no, no,
was
no.
very worried when you say, "Oh no,
And
Martin
Goodfellas is one of my
Scorsese."
favorite films. So
there you
Okay,
go.
okay.
There you go.
Uh, well, in my case, I'm gonna break. Uh, break Irving's heart.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna break Irving's heart twice. Um, I'm gonna mention the first one first. Redundancy, I know.
Yes.
Um, because I think it's one of the ones I mentioned in the previous episode that we did about this. So
So you
let's
have
get
you have not addressed it. Okay.
yeah. So let's get that one out of the picture
So
first.
Yes.
wait, Joel. So you're telling me that you're gonna break my heart again? That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, man. Okay.
Let's go.
So the first one is Terminator. I haven't seen Terminator yet.
Oh, I addressed that one. Haha.
Yeah,
Woohoo! I
yeah,
saw.
but I haven't, and I
I s-
know
I addressed.
that.
Oh,
Yeah, I know that
to the
that is
people
one of. Mhm.
to the people listening to this, Irvin has gone on mute again. He's muted himself because he's probably
Punching
uh,
the air right now.
he's punching the air and yelling out the window. So, Joel, that means that if you haven't seen The Terminator, you probably
Obviously,
have
I
not
haven't
seen
seen T2
Judgment
Terminator.
Day.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah. So
I
yeah,
I
about
addressed
that's
both.
No,
yeah, but that's
no.
why I'm
Uh,
going to
Oh
break your
my.
heart more than once today. I'm so sorry,
Okay.
Irvin.
Okay.
Uh, th-
The other
Can
one that
can I
I
ask you a question, Joel?
yeah,
I'm sorry that I'm interrupting you.
no, don't worry.
Respectfully,
Mhm.
respectfully.
Okay.
What the hell? No, I'm joking. But honestly, can I ask you why? Is it like it has been people have spoken so much about it that you kind of know what you're gonna see? Is it because the genre or the type of movie doesn't interest you at all? It's like
I
do
think
you know if there is a reason why or no?
honestly, I think it's more of a think about time. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
sometimes it's a thing of time and mood. Like
Yeah.
Okay,
I know
Hey.
that I have to be in the mood to watch it,
gotcha,
Hey.
gotcha.
And also right now I don't think is it available for streaming right now. I don't know if it's available. Is it because if it's available, then I should like try to watch it in these next days. But other than that, that's also another thing that I don't have availability because I don't have a physical copy of the films also.
It is
um
available on Netflix.
I
It
don't
is
have,
available on Netflix.
but I don't have Netflix right now, so there's that.
Okay. So
um
Joel,
It's fine.
mhm, yeah.
I'm going to defend Joel from Irvin, who apparently has had his heart broken by each one of us today. But so yes. So Irvin, you have not seen the Before trilogy, and you literally own them. What's your
Oh
excuse?
I
my
do.
God, don't do that, man.
My
No.
wait. I have a reason. I'm not
Uh-huh.
gonna not I'm not gonna make fun of Joel, but I'm gonna say it's time.
Thank
It's
goodness
time.
you're not
Three
mocking me,
movies.
man.
No, it's time. It is
um
time.
It is
Like
no,
time.
it's
but
Okay, there you
three
go.
movies.
There you go. There you go. Hey,
Listen,
you know what?
that's fair, that's
I'm
fair.
guilty of I'm guilty of that too, because another film that I have not seen that I literally own is Malcolm X, Spike Lee's.
Yeah, that's a
okay,
good one. I have watched it,
yeah,
and that's
yeah,
a long film. That's a very long film,
Yes.
so you
yeah.
need
It's
to
a
have the
very long
time.
film.
Yeah.
But you know what, Chris? I'm gonna tell you this. It has
Yes.
arguably one of the best, if not the best, performance ever seen
Of course.
in film.
I've
Like
always heard I've
but
heard it all. I've heard it
but
all.
but yes, Joel. The only thing that I'm gonna say is that I recently rewatched T2, Judgment Day, like probably
Hmm.
like a month ago, and there are so many things that film still holds up so well. The
Yeah.
VFX, the VFX is one of them. The other, it's the pacing. It's a 2 hour and 18-minute film that goes honestly flying.
Okay.
And I will tell you this, still to this date, and this is not because I saw it in the movie theater, but I think that Robert Patrick's, you know, role in that movie, it's probably one of the most menacing and at the same time coolest characters that I think that
Yeah.
James Cameron has ever written.
Yeah.
So I will say that
I agree.
honestly, if you find the time to watch it, at least you're gonna be entertained and you might have a blast.
Let's. Okay,
Oh,
so let's.
I don't have any doubt about that. Let me break his heart again, Chris, because do you,
Okay,
because of the shock you haven't let me go through my list.
okay.
So this is I was gonna say three, but I'm gonna leave it at two so we can carry on to the other topic. Um, the other one that I haven't watched, Irvin, is neither of the films from the John Wick franchise. I'm sorry.
You
Yeah.
you have
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
have three
I have to.
you have 3 seconds to say, "Hey, I'm joking."
No, no, enough.
I'm gonna take the 3 seconds to say that neither have I.
Oof.
Okay, listen.
Oh, oh,
Just
oh no, this is not
let's
good.
stop the
Oh my
recording
god, this
now.
is
Irvin
Let's
is gonna
stop the
log
recording
out.
interesting.
right now. I think that we should, communicate via text, and that'll be it for tonight.
So let's. So to finish this segment off, before Irvin has uh blows a vein, uh, let's bookmark that for a year from now. So let's do August 2025 and see if we addressed any of the blind spots in the next year. So, um, yeah. So let's finish this segment and take a quick break and go on with our next topic.
I'm gonna take a cigarette break, and I don't smoke.
Well, we're back, and Irvin has thrown away his cigarette from that last segment. But let's do another topic that won't break Irvin's heart. So this was actually brought on by Irvin. He suggested a really good topic to me, and we're gonna do it. So it's an interesting question. Which character in the history of movies, fictitious, not real life, would you like to have a drink with, drink a coffee, have a nice lunch, just a nice light hangout with? Which is it for you? To make up for our break, let's let Irvin go first.
Okay, I'm ready. All right. So I will pick. Do I have to pick only one, or it can be two, three?
However you want.
Okay, I'm gonna name three. I'm gonna start with Rusty Ryan from Ocean's 11. If you know Brad Pitt's character in Ocean's 11, I think he's one of the coolest cats that I have seen in a film. So I think that it would have been nice to probably be like, in a bar, like when he appears with George Clooney in the first film, Ocean's 11.
Yes.
Super cool. For some reason, I don't know if it would have been a coffee or whatever, but it would have been nice to hang out and, probably in his convertible car or in his car. But I would also say that I would love to hang out with Cliff Booth from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
So two Brad Pitt characters. Are you
Two
sure you
Brad Pitt
don't?
films.
Are you sure you don't just want to hang out with Brad Pitt?
Uh, well, not really.
Okay, the characters.
No,
The
not
characters. This
recently,
is the
but those
characters.
characters, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, those
The
characters are
characters,
super
not the
cool.
actor. Okay.
Yeah, and the last one, I think in the films, he seems to be, besides what we have seen or not seen, we have heard things about this character. I think that people that interacted with him, especially in the first film, he
Yes.
appears to be somebody nice from the community. Like people kind of like him or respect him. Actually, I would love to probably have a coffee at the Continental with John Wick.
Oh. Well, as long as you don't steal his dog, I think you'll be fine.
I love dogs. That's one of the main reasons.
There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one. By the way, I should mention. I think you mentioned Rusty Ryan from the Oceans. I think that was one of Jose's blind spots that we talked about off air some time ago. Is it not?
Yes, it is.
Ah! Sorry, Jose. Anyways, uh, while Irving yells at the wind, Jose, which are your characters?
uh, it should be one character or multiple.
However
Or
many you want to say.
okay. Some of you off air, I think you, Chris, like you mentioned the gender of each character of yours that you're going to
Yes.
mention
Yes.
in a couple of minutes. Uh,
Yes.
I will mention that both that I have chose are female.
Okay.
Uh, One of them, and correct me if I'm wrong with the pronunciation, but uh, Amelie Poulain from the movie
Oh,
Amelie.
I actually thought about her. That's a great pick.
She's
Amélie
adorable,
Poulain.
unique. She's like
Yes.
a young dreamer. She likes to see other people just like me happy, uh, even with some little things. But also she also wants to be brave and
Mhm,
be
mhm.
happy herself. Having a coffee or a drink with her should be amazing, man. Like,
Yeah, I like that. And with the little clever traps that she likes to set, I bet that a day
yeah,
hanging out with her would be a lot of fun.
yeah. And I said her name right, Chris.
Yes, you did. You did. Amélie Poulain.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm a
There you
Lipulon.
go.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. What's the other one?
The other one is this child with a big imagination and sensibility, uh, and that's Shihiro from Spirited Away.
Oh.
So a girl that is a little scared, but also have the bravery, is loyal to her friends, uh, even if the situations between them are difficult or whatever. Having maybe at least a conversation with her should you can learn about life. You can learn about bravery. You can
And
learn
after the adventure she went through might be
and the
interesting
yeah,
stories.
and also her imagination. Like so,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a
like
good one.
that that could be a great story from a child
Yeah,
like Chihiro. So
I
yeah.
like that. I like that. Uh, so, Joel, would you like to go next?
I mean, I'm kind of proud of Jose Omar here because I was going to mention Shiro, but I decided to go against it, and he went for it. Like that's
There
good, man.
you go. Very
Yeah,
good.
I'm proud.
Thank you, thank you.
My Ghibli fans, very good, very good. So I'm not a person that likes to be comfortable, right? I like to challenge myself and challenge all of
Yes.
you to sit with people that maybe you won't like to be sitting around with. But I have decided to one of my characters I want to have a chat with will be Hannibal Lecter. Um,
Huh.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah. No, but
As
there's a lot of interesting things you could take from a chat with Dr. Lecter.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I
Now
think.
the
Uh-huh,
the question
hmm
is
yeah.
which one? Which one?
Oh,
Anthony
you
Hopkins
Anthony Hopkins ones,
or
yeah. I mean,
okay. Okay.
no disrespect to Brian Cox and oh my God, the
Yeah.
Danish actor,
Oh yeah, the Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yes.
Mikkelsen, yeah. But the my favorite version of the character is
Sure.
Anthony Hopkins ones. So Well, he's a psychiatrist in the end of the day, so we can talk things about psychology and everything about that, and his point of view of some things happening in the world right now. As long as he doesn't want to eat me, I don't have any problem with that
I
conversation.
think it would
Well,
be.
that's
I
a
think it will
problem.
be.
Yeah, that's the
Exactly.
problem.
It is.
But I think we can have the
Okay. Okay.
the wall protecting us, so he
As long
doesn't
as you
hit
don't
me.
have fava beans, it's perfectly fine.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
So the other character is not as uncomfortable to be with, but she's very, how I say it, very odd. But I think she has learned
Okay.
so many things in her young life that a conversation with her about the trip she did in the film, at least, would be an
Yes.
interesting topic. I'm talking about Bella Baxter from Poor Things.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be an interesting conversation to have. I think
Oh.
she's a fast learner. You know
Yes.
how much I love that movie, and something that I love about the film is how fast she learned how the world works. And
Yes.
I think she can give me 2 or 3 lessons about it. And she's younger than me. That's a funny thing,
Yes.
but I like to learn from everyone, and no matter the age or anything. I think she's a good sample about that.
I love all the choices. All the choices I think
That's a
are absolutely
coincidence,
inspired.
Joel. That's a coincidence. You thought about Chihiro, and I did. I thought about Bella Baxter, and you did.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You see that?
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
great minds speak alike.
there you go.
yeah.
So I thought of many, but it was tough to narrow it down. So I'm gonna throw a little curveball here. One of my characters is a male character, but it's an animated character. But it's not a human. Uh, I would like to have a conversation with Marcel the Shell, right? With the shoes on. Yeah,
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 that would
that
be a
would
he
be
would
kind of
be
a
cute.
cool.
it would be a fun
That would be
little
very cool.
chat. It would be fun little chat and talk about life from his point of view. He has a very the world is gigantic to the
Hmm.
little shell, so that would be a nice conversation to have. Marcel the Shell with shoes on from Marcel the
Fond,
Shell from shoes on. Yes.
fond of you said that, Chris. Sorry that I interrupt you because before I I was doing the list and when I originally had this conversation, I was thinking about Wally, and I was
So,
like, but I don't think that kind of qualifies. But I'm glad that we all we were very open
I
to
yeah.
those
mean,
options.
the thing with Wally, it will be because Wally's a very particular character. Like, he communicates in very differently that we do, because he does.
Yeah,
I think he doesn't talk, right. He uses sounds and
Yeah.
films, right. So that would be an interesting conversation. I would
but
love to.
but
I would love to see that.
I don't have to necessarily talk to Wally. Wally seems to be a character that brings warmth to whoever is
Yes.
around, and I think that
Yes.
that sometimes it's necessary. So I think that
Yeah.
that's
I agree.
mainly what I think about
Yeah.
Wally. But you know what? That those choices that you all have chosen are pretty cool. Like very very
Yeah.
very inspiring.
So, my second choice, I wanted to pick a male character and a female character, and it's from one of my favorite movies, Dr. Louise Banks, the lead character from Arrival. Like,
Oh, I almost choose her too. Nice pick.
I the
Oh my God,
concept,
I
the
also thought about
cons,
her.
the concept of language is something that always fascinates me, and when you take into account what the language means in the context of the movie, to not go into any detail for spoilers because I don't want to do that. It's fascinating, and it's not just it's how she came to understand the alien language. I would say in a short time, considering you know, and her general understanding of language, of world language as a whole, is very fascinating to me. And I'm sure that somebody who, you know, who is an expert at that, such as Dr. Banks, it would be quite enriching to have a conversation with her. Just the line from the movie when she tells the fake story of kangaroo. You would have to be a big time expert in languages to pull off a line like that. So I think
Yeah.
that would be my choice.
Yeah, and I think you have maybe an affinity towards her character because in the field that you work, um it is very words related. The use of language is very important in media,
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And
So
I'm trying to learn a third language. So it's, and she probably knows a whole bunch of languages. So that's a character that to me is quite fascinating, and I'm sure uh, a nice sit down for coffee with her would be, I would come out of that smarter than I was when I came in. So good choices, guys. I really like that. Huh. So Irvin came up with this topic, so you should come up with more.
Thank you, Irving.
No, you guys made it way better than what I imagined.
All
I was very
right.
simple. Like I was very simple. You were very intentional with that, which is pretty cool. So
Okay.
I really like it. I'm a fan of that Louise Banks. I think that
Yeah.
is a very pretty cool. And honestly, I would just drink a glass of wine with her because in the movie she seems to she likes it.
She seems to like the wine. That's exactly right. Well, let's we're gonna wrap this thing up, but before we do that, let's do some final shots.
Honk! Forget it! How dare you!
All right then, Joel, go first. What is your final shot?
so I need to read it because okay, now. Okay. A very good poster can be as good or better than a trailer. And with that,
Ooh.
I wrap my trailer's lander. Thank you so much, people, for
Oh,
being with me in this journey.
shoot. I love that idea. That's great. That
Yeah,
is
I
really
know.
great.
I know.
All right, Jose, what is your final shot?
Paul Atreides 2024. Yay!
Okay, I like that it doesn't make sense, but we'll just go with it.
Just go with it. Yeah.
Just go with it. So, Irvin, what is your final shot?
Final shot is actually related to something that I saw last night, and Angela Bassett should have won the Oscar for What's Love Got to Do with It at the Oscars, and I will tell you mainly why. Because Holly Hunter should have won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress in The Firm and not in The Piano. Sorry, but not sorry.
Interesting. I like that. I haven't seen The Firm though, so
So,
yeah, but I like
okay,
that.
okay. So that was that same year, right?
Yep.
I think so.
She was
yeah.
double nominee. She was nominated for The Firm, Best Supporting Actress, and she was nominated for Best Actress for The Piano. But Angela Bassett, if anybody has seen What's Love Got to Do with It, not just only for the few clips that you might have seen, no, the actual performance, you would understand why. This is, for like up to this date, one of those things that
It's
as much
still
as we
questionable.
love Holly, as much as we admire or we can love, Holly Hunter in The Piano, what Angela Bassett does here is it's what I think it defines a tour de force performance. That's
Perfect.
the only thing.
Perfect. All right. So my final shot is, if you're one of those people who goes to a movie directed by a woman and you review bomb it just to despite the fact that it's a movie directed by a woman, I don't trust you and you suck. Sorry, not sorry. And that's it for our show. So tune in next time, and we are out.
Thanks for listening. Find our episodes on Spotify and YouTube. Also, follow our Instagram for FilmSake Pod.